There are a lot of...
Do you know what every airline pilot in the world has to speak?
I know. What?
English. Because it makes it a universal language so that every airline pilot can communicate to every tower in the world. It's a fact.
And most of the flights come out of what country?
The world, there's a lot of countries around the world.
The majority of flights. Listen to the question. The majority of the flights come out of what country?
I would guess the majority of the flights come out of Europe and the Americas and Asia.
Let's leave Asia out of that.
No, we're talking about the world.
The majority of flights, we're talking like per hour.
Yeah. Okay, but I'm just saying that English is designated as a universal language, so every pilot could
speak English.
No, I'm saying if you would read the flyer, read the flyer.
Since it's the universal language, we should all speak English and forget whatever we were speaking before.
No, I'm saying as an industry standard, as an industry standard. As an industry standard in computer science, most people learn C++. Does that make it right? No, it's so everybody can communicate.
Because people would forget about Java or JavaScript or HTML.
First thing, that's computer programming language. That isn't even a language that humans speak.
Advantages to speaking differently.
Yeah,
exactly.
No. No, I'm saying as an industry standard, it is good. So everybody can communicate to each other with a different tower, for example.
Let's talk about the fact that
just speak Spanish.
By light years, more people speak Spanish than they speak English.
I'm saying as an industry,
okay, but
the United States.
Take one snippet of fact and say, oh, well, that justifies everything.
No, I was giving you an example. If you would have listened, I was giving you an example.
No, I heard your example. It still doesn't justify everything.
I'm saying as an example, universal languages are good because everybody is able to communicate on a level playing field. So you can communicate back and forth, and that is what it's about. It's so that people can communicate easily, and it just so happens that England colonized the New World. English became the language of the United States because we came from, like, our colonies
Except for just
came
like
from England.
the example that I used for your friend here. The original Constitution in California was also in Spanish.
Also, as you were saying,
well, that's back because of the Mexican-American War, and after that, and that's history.
Oh, it's history.
Yeah.
So is the England colonizing the New World.
What is the state of California? What country does it belong to?
What country does it belong to?
Yeah, the state of California right now.
This country.
Okay, exactly.
What's your point?
Well, you're saying that it was written in Spanish. Well, that was back when that
it was a part of
was
this country.
When that territory was just incorporated.
Right, a part of this country, not that country. This country.
Canadians do you see sneaking across the border dealing drugs?
You're taking present time.
So are you
every
time you bring up that England conquered the known world.
I'm just saying that the United States is majority the English speaking because that's how we were founded. Okay, I'm not. We're not. You're
that part of the country was founded, yes, by England. That part wasn't. That part was taken based on Manifest Destiny.
Okay.
You know what Manifest Destiny is?
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are.
I know what Manifest Destiny is. Yes, I do.
I know that.
Okay. So you can't.
You don't need to speak down to me. I know what I'm talking.
Down to you. Here's my ultimate example. If by taking lands from people, that therefore tells you how they can live, then why are there still thousands of native tribes across the country who speak in their own languages?
Because the relationship between the American Indians and the United States is a very gray matter policy.
The United States can never be English only because there's going to be other countries in existence.
Native Americans are domestic independent nations.
Right.
Domestic dependent.
Independent.
Dependent. They're dependent upon us.
They wouldn't be if we hadn't have forced them.
Look, no, classified by law. Okay.
Well, then maybe we need to make a giant reservation across California.
Why?
The point is, and you're never really going to understand. I already know that. But the point is,
I'm not going to understand. You haven't even read our flyer.
I read it before I even walked down here. I read it when I was up there.
You guys take the fight and start right here.
The point is, and by the way, you can even film this. That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
But this is what you do.
Okay, I didn't put together a pamphlet.
Well, then why are you talking about it?
Then why are you going to talk to me?
Because you're speaking on behalf of said pamphlet.
My ideal solution would be to penalize people.
Are you not?
I'm speaking as to why the English language is why we should have a single language, a national language. That's what I'm speaking to you about. Okay.
And the fact of the matter is we can't have that because it's impossible. Because there are, as you said, independent or dependent sovereign nations living in existence within the continental United States that will never have English only, and therefore English only will never exist within the United States.
It's not the entire. It's not saying that everybody has to speak English. It's not saying that. We're not saying that everybody has to speak English. You know, it's for if you go
No one here is
to a government institution, a governmental institution. You know, you go to the courthouse. You know,
you can't communicate with
everything. You know, everything is on a level playing field because everything is in a single language.
Okay, you speak English.
Except for the fact that that doesn't make sense, and the state of Washington doesn't agree with you, and the federal government doesn't agree with you.
Just read the pamphlet, man.
All right, I'm glad you're representing your pamphlet well.
They must have spoken us.